Welcome in Pesky Pull YouTube channel, and today I have a little Fast Break Pro Basketball 3. This game is from Grey Dog's software. Um, I've had this game for a while. This game's probably about 12 years old. I think it's 12 years old, and I'm actually I'm looking at buying the new version of Pro Basketball Manager. I had the 23 version. Kind of liked it. Had some issues with it, but the reviews look pretty good, so I'll probably go ahead and buy that. And this one, and it kind of got me thinking about my other games I have for basketball that are management games. And I have Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball, which is a really good game. And I have this one here. This one is it's a lot of fun. It's much simpler. There's not a big learning curve. Draft Day Sports Basketball, I played it for a long, long time, all different versions, so I'm pretty good at kind of getting in there. This one's a little bit simpler and it's fun, and it does history better as well. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this right quick. So let me begin a career. Okay, um, I'm gonna start in 1979. Okay, attribute style, coach and scouting. We'll put that on. Full finances. Modifiers are on. These are all kind of yearly save. Okay. All right. So, and then down here it comes with a couple different files. So 2012, it goes up to 2012. This game must have came out in 2012. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and this is for you can kind of go to the U.S. Basketball League. That's the 2012, like that opening day roster, I think it is. Okay. We're going to go up here and activate this file from 1946 to 2012, um, and do that. This down here is the ABA. Okay, so you're going to do the ABA, you can do that file. So I'm going to kind of show you a few things. So activate that. All right, then click continue. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this, I'll put National Basketball Association in, and you can do this whatever you want to. There's no sound in this game, okay? Um, it's pretty cool though. All right, so North team location. Um, we'll start off in preseason. You can do you can do a creation draft. Okay, you can put all the players into um, a draft. You can start a free agency or preseason. I'll do preseason. All right. So a couple of things. So we're doing the alignment historical. I can do a custom. Okay, I can come in here and and do all this stuff in terms of divisions. We're gonna do historical, schedule historical, rules historical, finances historical. Okay. Initial player source. So you can do all fictional. So, I've made YouTube videos before about how I love fictional players. You can do that. But we're going to do historical real players and kind of show you what I'm doing here. So we're going to do historical database and then yearly player source, um, historical database. You'll see the FBCP import. There is a college basketball version of this game as well, and you can link them together, and it's really fun as well. So you can do the college basketball, have your own little universe right here. It does a really good job of importing that stuff as well. It's a lot of fun. So this will do that. Okay. Um, database type. You can do random debut. So if you wanted to, you could, start. If you wanted to, you could go with fictional player source, right? Then yearly player source historical database and do random debut. And all of a sudden now, randomly, Wilt Chamberlain can show up in your draft. Michael Jordan can show up in your draft and so forth. Okay. But we're going to do historical database, standard debut. Um, and do that. All right. So alignment. Here's the alignment. Once again, you can change this if you wanted to, and do that. Now, um, it will change as you go on. That's one thing that draft day sports basketball does not do a good job of is it doesn't change as you progress through. So this one does. This one changes. So as the years move on from 79, the teams will realign and so forth. And you can, and if it doesn't do it, you can do it on your own as well. Now, Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball may have done it in the newest version. I don't have the newest version. It may have done that. I don't think it did though, but just I don't want to do that. So, all right, schedule. Okay, 82 games, round one, best of three. That's how they did those back then. So the rules: there's 12 playoff teams, 6 and 6 each conference. Um, you can change all this here. Okay, once again, we're doing historical, but you can go custom. Okay, and then suddenly change these up if you want to. I played a league one time with no 3-point shot. I played like modern basketball, no 3-point shot, and did it that way. So you can do those things. Finances, okay, everything there. So I'm going to keep it historical. So I'm going to go ahead, uh, add my coach. It's always the pesky poll. This doesn't really make a huge. This doesn't really make a huge difference. I will say that. So I'm just going to say I'll just go what I used to do. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Minimum age. Okay. So they can take a job. So I'll take the Celtic job. I'm going to take the Celtic job. Exit out of here. And there we go. Now the logos, you can go in and put the real logos in. It's not that hard to do. You got to get the right size and everything. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can kind of doll this up like you want to, and so forth to do those things. So the cool thing is you've got your hot seat, your team summary, all these things here. Excuse me. Your draft preview. This is the cool thing. So projected order. Okay. You can see like they're basing this off of their preseason predictions. So they're projecting right now the Cavaliers have the first overall pick. And you can see Bill Lambiers in this draft, Dale Griffith, Kiki Vandeweghe, Kevin McHale, all the players that come out after the 79-80 season. Those um those colors right there represent kind of their ratings. Um, the purple is elite, the blue is very good, and green's good. Okay, so like the best guy on there looks like Kiki Vandeweghe right there. But that's what the scout says. That's your scout does that too. So when you kind of hire those things as well, your scout could be off, but you kind of know these players too. They're not going to perform always exactly the way. There's some variation in there, but they perform pretty good what they're supposed to. So for the Celtics, I'm projected to take Johnny Moore. I can pick whoever I want to in the draft based on where my position is. But you can see that the players get a lot, much worse as you go down. Like in real life, it's hard to find a guy at the end of the first round that's any good. So the first 10 picks are pretty strong. You got Andrew Toney, number 10. That was a good ball player. So it's pretty cool. So you can kind of follow along and do those things there. Um, Let me exit that. Hot seat. Some of these things so let's go to preseason real quick. They're playing the Lakers in preseason. I'm going to show you kind of how you can sim the game. You can coach the game. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So right now you can pick who you're controlling. You can control the Lakers if you want to. Actually, you can't control the Lakers. All right, so here you go. You can control the Celtics. So CPU coach, okay. Human coach, okay. So this is you coaching them yourself. You put the game plan in, um, substitutions, the whole deal, and everything, okay. And so we'll tip off at the Celtics to the Lakers. You've got Kareem, you got Magic going out there, and then you kind of go your speed here. And this is all it's going to be is a play-by-play. There's no graphics on here, but it's pretty cool. And so you kind of can go, you can sim to stop. What that means is it will sim until the next dead ball, which is when I'm coaching, is what I do for all these things. So in terms of game plans, let me kind of do this real quick. So game plan, um, you can pick the pace, motion, how much you want to shoot the three, the focus right here, matchup, who you want guarding who. Okay. So all these things here you can kind of coach in this. And of course substitutions as well. All right. So let's sim to the stop. Kind of get the speed going. You can kind of get the speed here. The starting lineups kind of gives you Dave Collins, Maxwell, Bird, Henderson, Nate Archibald. It's Kareem. And Kareem wins the jump ball. Okay, so that comes down. All right. So real quick, so you can see right there, and you can kind of slow it, make it slower as well, so as you can, if you can see the screen, hopefully you can see the screen pretty good. The font isn't. I think you can change the font. Once again, it's one of those games too with the font's a little bit small, but I think you can change the font. I gotta go check that out again. But Magic passes to Kareem. Kareem goes to the layup. He's fouled by Larry Bird. The basket is good, and he'll shoot a free throw. Okay, and it stops there. So it gives you team fouls. It's 2-0. You see Kareem stats up there. Um, and you go and do this. You hit continue. Continue goes to the next play, I believe. Let me see. I forgot now. But it's really got a lot of good sim options. So he makes the no good rebound. Okay. And it gives you kind of the next play. So not the next ball, the next play. So the next play happens. Wilkes gets the he misses the free throw. Wilkes gets the rebound. Drives to the layup. No good. Bird with the rebound. Celtic ball and so forth. Or you can sim the stop. You can sim the quarter and just watch it. Okay. Um, and so let's go sim the stop right here. Let's slow it down even more. You can go real slow so you can kind of read the play by play. Passes to Henderson. And Kennedy Carr's called for a foul. And play stops right now. I can substitute. I can do my game plan, call a timeout, and so forth. Um, or you can turn it completely off, have your CPU coach do everything, okay, sim to stop, and they make the adjustments and so forth. So you can just be the GM and watch the games um, play out. And I think you can watch other games too. I forgot. I'm going to go check that out in a second. So right here, Magic shoots this. Norm Nixon, it's good. Kareem with the assist. It's 4-2 Lakers. And it's not stem until it's going to stem until it stops. So there's a dead ball. So first quarter, 10:38 to go. Kind of gives you all the information you need with the shot clock up there as well. It's pretty cool. Archibald for the layup, no good. Magic with the rebound. All right, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. So we can kind of speed it up here too. So say if you just want to do the GM mode and I want to sim the quarter. You can see how fast it goes. You can kind of keep track of the stats from the right hand side and see what's going on. Um, the way you can play. I mean, that's the cool thing about this game too. I like games that give you all kinds of options to play it. You can be the coach, you can be the GM, you can micromanage, you can not micromanage. So 31 to 30 in here, and then let's just go ahead and sim. We can sim the game as well, and you can watch it. If you want to stop the action, stop the simming, boom, there it is. So it's pretty cool too. If the game is close late, we can kind of watch the end of it. It's the second quarter. It's the third quarter. If I go into stop simming here, I'm trying to see if I can do what's this here. Okay, you can go back in there so you can coach. You can come back and say I want to coach now. Let's sim the game. Lakers taking it to the Celtics right now. Preseason game. 101. It's a blowout here. It's almost over. 118. Okay, and that's it. So game over. 118.94. Kind of gives you um, the player of the game, Jamal Wilkes. Archibald, 22 points. Dave Cowens, 8 boards. Bird, 4 assists. Jamal Wilkes, 30 points. Magic, 12 assists, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. So Magic with a good day. And then you can exit out of here and then click on the game here. Gives you the box score. This is a cool box score too. So it gives you all the box score here, what happened. Um, you can do the game flow, the play-by-play, or the stats. So Bird went 3 for 9, 9 for 9 from the line. So 15 points for Bird. The plus minus in there is pretty cool. It's got everything. So it's a really good stat game. So we exit out of here and so forth. You can set things up option wise. Where is the? Haven't played this game in a while, so bear with me here. So you can go into those are league options there. So you can go back and kind of change those things around as well. There was a oh, team setup. Here we go. So team setup. So you can kind of decide what you want to do. You want the computer to coach the games for you. That just goes to the default. You can always change that in the game, as I showed you, though. Okay. Depth chart. If you are doing a GM mode, okay, you'll go CPU, game plan, roster management. I'll keep finances. I'll keep um, player training. Computer can do that if you want to do that. Um, the hiring, the finances, all these things here. And so a lot of times I do that with the finances too. So how I normally play is GM mode like this. I manage the roster, I manage the staff hiring, and then the games and the depth chart and the game plan, I leave to the coaches. That's what I usually do. All right, and I kind of do it from that point there. Exit out of there and go to the season. You can kind of sim um, the preseason. You can also kind of go. This is pretty cool too. Let me go to the schedule here. That's a team schedule, league schedule. So it's pretty cool. Um, that's sim today, and then I should be able to check out these games here. So Cleveland and Atlanta, for example, I just click on this, it pulls up the box score, which is pretty cool. Um, we go to the next day. I believe I can watch these games as well. Yeah, so let's go Cleveland, Philadelphia. We'll coach this game. There you go. Okay, so I can watch this game. Um, I can control. I mean, you can't really control them. This team control, um, but you aren't really controlling them though, because you're not in there. So I'm not sure where they have the option in there because you can't really coach them. So you can kind of watch the game, okay, and do that if you want to. I think we'll just sim this game real quick. And this is how long it takes to sim a game. So I'm gonna go no stoppage, sim game. Let's see how long it takes. So Sixers and Cavaliers preseason game. We're watching this. It doesn't take too long, so you can kind of do this too. So I like this too because if you're playing, if you get to the NBA Finals, you're not in it, or a good playoff series, your team's not playing, you want to kind of check out the game. So it's pretty cool this way as well. Dr. J with 20 points. The Doctor 22 points. Julius Irving. That's it. The game's over. Boom. You go in here. I want to see the stats now. I click on the game. There's the stats. So it's cool. So really cool kind of how to do those things. It's got the draft preview I showed you, the awards. These are all there's no awards yet. If you go down here to the FBB news, this is the preview of the season. Kind of gives you the predictions for the divisions. They got the Sixers win the Atlantic Division. Scroll down. All league team, preseason all league team. You got Moses Malone, Bill Walton, the San Diego Bird, Gervin, and Magic. All rookie team. Cartwright, Greenwood, Bird, Paxson, and Magic is the all rookie team, and so forth. That's the headlines area injuries. You can see John Drew and Ron Lee, Power Poll. I don't know why we're down. I guess they're counting preseason games right now. Give me a break. All right, let's go to hot. It's in the preseason. And I got trade proposals. So I go up here and I've got a trade proposal from Cleveland. They want to trade Willie Smith for Jeff Judkins. Okay, I can view the trade. This is the trade screen right here. Okay, and it kind of gives you the idea. So they've gone ahead and put Willie Smith on my team for Jeff Judkins. Okay, that's a horrible trade. Willie Smith is a point guard. Judkins is a better player. I want to clear that offer. Okay, and go through there. You kind of click on these players to see what their contract status is right there. They got 2 years on their deal. Yeah, let me view player. Here we go. View player. This is Nate Archibald. The one thing is their jersey numbers are not correct, and I think you can go into the file and fix that. I think they give them random jersey numbers, and that's not a big deal when you're playing the game. It's kind of a big deal when you see the screen sometimes too. To do so, it kind of gives you his stats and everything. I've got a out of 100 ratings, you kind of get an idea. His years left and his 3 year left on there. His averages. It's got his season totals. I mean, it's got every stat in the world. career highs, which is nothing right now because we just started the career. But it's got all these things in here. Biography, not much there. Playoff totals, um, game logs. This is from the preseason here. So it's really cool. And once again, you can do this with fictional players too, which is pretty cool in that thing. So anyway, cool game. Which other trades? So we got the Knicks or the Nets. Rich Kelly for Gerald Henderson? No. Rudy Tomjanovich and their first round draft pick for Cedric Maxwell. John Drew for Gerald Henderson. Let me pull this up real quick. So Cedric Maxwell, Rudy Tomjanovich. Rudy makes a lot more money. And it also kind of shows you that their round one pick. It's in yellow. Um, that basically means the Rockets should have a good season, and so their draft pick won't be that high. Okay, I mean now they could fall apart and become horrible, but they're kind of giving that value of that round one pick. If I go to let me go. Who's the team that stinks? So projected order, like Golden State. Okay, so Golden State's projected to be the worst team in basketball. All right, so if I propose a trade with Golden State and I want their draft pick, well, actually, it's not. You know what? Their draft pick's in yellow too. Let me see. Let's see the Bulls. Usually, and I think it may change as the season goes on too. Utah's got Bernard King and Andrew Dantley. So here we go. So Utah, their round one pick, you see, is in that blue purple because they're supposed to be horrible this year. Okay, so you can kind of go by that too, and that could change as well. So you kind of see that value of the pick, um, as opposed to the Celtics first round pick is not very good. Our round two pick is even worse because the projection of what we are. So you kind of do things too. You kind of tank for LeBron, tank for Michael Jordan. Guys coming to the draft here. So that's kind of the basis of the game. It's a pretty cool game. It's at Gray Dog Software. I think it's still for sale. I think it's like pretty cheap. But it's fun. It has no issues with glitches or bugs. Um, the only problem is the font, which I think, let me see if I can change the font. I don't think you can change the font. I don't think you can change it. So here's the player file editor. Well, that's like for, I'm not sure it's historical though. You can kind of import some things you can do in here. Game color editor, or edit historical database. There's things you can do there. So I can go in here. Let me see if I can change. Okay, so you can change their jersey number. Okay, 33 is his number, so they got that number right. So you can come here and change up their numbers if you see a number that's wrong. There's Bird. So number 0. So we can kind of change that 33 and save. And that should make Larry good to go. Um, color editor. I'm trying to think we can do the text highlight. So I don't see where you can make the text bigger. That's the only. That's one of the problems when some of the older games like that too. Is the text is not big. But it's not as bad as Front of Us Football 8 was. It's not as bad as that. Um, so that's one thing. So all right. Let me go back and make sure Bird was good. Let's see here. All right, let's go to my roster. Larry. Now he's 9. I'm not sure that didn't change. So maybe I have to do it before I import him. I'm not sure. But so that's the only kind of issue. The number sometimes a little bit wonky. It doesn't give you kind of the numbers on there too. So, but there he is, Larry Bird. You can see his ratings. A inside. Um, jump shot B. Free throw, he's an A. 3-point, he's an A. Passing, he's a B. Rebounding, offensive is a B. Defensive 9. There's a defense. That's post D, PSD, perimeter D. So it's everything you need. So cool game. Check it out. Fast Break Pro Basketball. I just thought of it the other day when I was trying to look at Pro Basketball Manager, and I remembered this game right here that I have, and I thought I might go and do a little Larry Bird, Boston Celtic dynasty from the beginning, from the Larry Bird days and on. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and then I'll try to answer it later on. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.